Hello, listeners from close and far. I'm Scotty, one of your hosts of the Diving Deep podcast.
And I'm John.
Yeah, this is John. So this used to be the One Jump podcast, which became a failure. So after literally almost a year of being idle, I brought it back with a co-host because the reason it didn't work out the first time is because I felt trapped almost talking to just myself. So here we are.
Now I'm here.
Yeah.
To listen.
Introduce yourself, John.
I'm John Bird. If you don't know me, I'm pretty cool, I guess. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I don't know.
So
Okay.
today we decided we're going to talk about WandaVision episode 5. Expect us to get off topic. I don't see how long we can go by just talking about one thing for however long. But John, what do you think of the episode?
All right. I think this one was, I definitely agree, one of the best episodes out of all of them. I think the ending was probably the most shocking for me and probably for a lot of other Marvel people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ending for this episode was absolutely insane. Seeing Evan Peters as Quicksilver show up at the door. Mm-hmm. I had no clue what to even think.
It broke a lot of boundaries that I thought wouldn't have been broken.
Yeah. I don't think it's multiverse. I don't think they're going there yet.
Yeah.
I think it's more because it's a sitcom, I think the whole thing's just a reference to recastings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Evan Peters is going to end up playing a different character by the end of the show. Probably a villain, but he's just disguised as Quicksilver right now.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know what to think at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so weird. When I saw him at the door, I saw the hair, and I was like, that doesn't really look like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but it probably is. But then, Darcy reacts, and then what you see on Wanda's face, that's not Aaron Taylor Johnson, because it's Evan Peters. It was...
Beautiful.
My jaw dropped at 3:40 in the morning.
Man, I watched that last night with my parents, and I kind of freaked out, and none of them knew what was going on. But it was
I
beautiful.
literally just watched all the X-Men movies for the first time in the last 2 weeks. So that to me was awesome. Now, speaking of the X-Men movies, what X-Men movie do you think is the best?
I don't know. I like the first two. And then for me, it kind of got crazy and was hard for me to follow along. But it's not that I didn't like it. It was still very good to me.
I think the first one's okay. I think it hasn't held up the greatest.
Oh yeah, probably.
2 was really good. My favorite by far is Days of Future Past.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I think that might be in my top 3 favorite superhero movies of all time now.
Oh.
Only beat by probably The Dark Knight and Spider-Man 2.
Dark Knight, can't go wrong.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with The Dark Knight or Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but yeah, the X-Men movies are really good.
Oh yeah.
Or some of them, very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
But very. Especially The Last Stand, I think, is my least favorite by far.
What do you think of Wolverine, that movie?
I didn't watch the Wolverine trilogy. I watched the 7 main movies, so X-Men, X2, Last Stand, First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. The only one that I can safely say I disliked was The Last Stand. I know people love to hate on Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. I thought they were okay. Not amazing by any means, but not terrible either.
Yeah. I don't really remember Dark Phoenix at all. Is that when Jean goes insane?
Well, Jean goes insane twice. She goes insane first in The Last Stand.
Oh, yeah.
And then again in Dark Phoenix.
Wait, so which one's the one where Logan's trying to get to her and his
That's in The Last Stand.
Oh, okay.
Dark Phoenix was the one that came out last year or 2 years ago now, technically.
I think I remember watching that.
Yeah, it ends on a huge train fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. I know lots of people really hate it, but I don't. I think it's whatever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So, do you think with Quicksilver showing up in WandaVision, if it is multiverse, do you think this opens up the door for other X-Men cast members to come in?
Possibly.
Because...
Yeah.
Or you go.
Oh, wait. I would like Hugh Jackman, although I know he's not... I'm pretty sure he's done.
If any of them were to come back, he was, like, the least likely.
Yeah. He's the only one.
I think... I could see some of the cast members from, like, the newer movies coming back. So, like, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, maybe. As well as, like, Nicholas Hoult as Beast, Ty Sheardon as Cyclops, or Sophie Turner as Phoenix, or Jean Grey. I could see them coming back. But, like, I couldn't see Hugh Jackman or Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen.
It's so sad to me.
I know. Because even though I haven't seen Logan, everyone who has seen it just says it's such a great finale. So I'd hate to see them, like, quote, ruin that by bringing these characters in, even if it's through the multiverse and stuff.
Logan was really good. I think it was, like, darker than any X-Men movie before.
Yes, it's the only rated R one, correct?
I believe so, yeah. And it was intense, and, like, the last moment of that movie was really heartbreaking. But
yeah, I've seen clips of it. I know what you're talking about. Especially, that last scene. I've seen.
Can we? Is it? Yeah, spoilers, right?
No, we said spoilers for WandaVision. So
we won't do it for this. We'll be quiet. I already started.
Okay, so back to WandaVision. What did you think about this episode outside of Evan Peters?
I thought it was pretty good how, like, Vision was finding out things, but I also thought that was kind of weird. Like,
that, I think, was the best part of the episode, other than the ending. Seeing Vision actually get upset for once, as he has always, ever since he's been introduced, been the calm and collected guy. So to watch him, like, unleash all his anger on Wanda at the end of the episode was really cool.
I don't remember.
As well as his scene with Norm in the workplace. Like, when that was really good. So he just unleashes Norm's actual personality, and he finds, like, what Wanda's doing to these people, and it's terrible. Like, she's becoming a villain. I think when all is said and done, she'll have been the villain of the show.
Yeah, I think that's got to be it.
Like, I think they're going to bring in an actual villain, but I do think that she will be the villain by the end. Because you can already see the way she was, what she did with S.W.O.R.D., how she turned all their guns to point at the director. Let's talk about the director. I do not like him.
Neither do
There's
I.
something off with the director of S.W.O.R.D. Just the way he views Wanda as a terrorist, which automatically shows his interest. You know, he wants them to take the shot immediately. He wants to kill her. Yeah, I don't like him. I think he's hiding something too, and I think that either he will die by the end of the show, or Monica will turn on him.
Something's gotta, because he's kind of like who's the general in, like, the Incredible Hulk movie?
Ross.
It kind of reminds me of that, where, like,
yes,
they're looking for a monster, but, like, she's more than a monster.
Yeah, exactly. But in the scene when they showed us how she broke into S.W.O.R.D. to steal the body, that was really good too, because Paul Bettany actually talked about in an interview, like, last week, that was supposed to be a post-credit scene for Endgame, but they cut it. Wanda stealing Vision's body. It was supposed to be an Endgame cutscene.
That's deep.
Yeah. I think that actually would have taken away from the power of the ending of the movie, because there was no post-credit scene. So I'm actually happy they cut it and left it as part of the show's narrative.
Yeah. That does seem better.
What else is on your mind right now?
I don't know if Vision... So, Vision is dead.
Yeah.
But, like, is it... I don't know. It's weird.
I think she's using his corpse, and is using... Like, that's his corpse, and she's using her magic to make it look like he's still alive. Because we saw that shot at the end of episode 4 where he was just a corpse.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think that was her, like, pretending it was the corpse. I think that is what he actually looks like. But she's using her magic to falsify that illusion.
It was also interesting to me of how Vision is, like, becoming aware that it's not real. It's like, because if he's dead, then that has to be some part of Wanda's conscience. Telling her to, like, break out.
No, I think he is going to break out of Westview. You can already see. You can already, like, tell with his behavior that he he doesn't remember anything before. He doesn't remember Thanos or the Avengers. He knows nothing. So I think probably soon in episode 6 or 7 he's going to break out of Westview, and I think he'll survive, and he'll only die when the illusion breaks.
I see.
So I think he'll be able to survive as long as Wanda is still in Westview. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Westview, like, she might expand territory, like, at some point?
No. I think... Did you see the way she used her magic on the barrier when after she interfered with Sword?
Yeah.
I think she's going to be charging up the barrier until it's going to explode at the end of the season.
Whoa.
Because with some of the stuff we've seen in the trailers, like in the second trailer, I think, we saw a shot of the barrier and it was like completely red.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was like moving and stuff. So I think it's all going to like build up to the barrier exploding. I don't really have a ton of information back of that, though, other than the one trailer shot.
Mm-hmm. What was... Oh, the Geraldine. No, not Geraldine.
Monica Rambeau?
No, what's the... It's the lady that always walks in. It's my favorite character of the show. I don't remember her name at all.
Agnes.
Agnes, yeah.
Agnes, yes. I think she's up to something, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust her at all.
Because I saw something about, like, there's something called, like, Agnes the Witch or something from, like, Marvel Comics.
Agatha Harkness.
Oh, yeah.
She is a witch in the comics who's known to interfere with Wanda. And if you stretch out the name Agnes, you can easily get to Agatha Harkness. Whoa. And I also think that her husband might be the villain.
Oh,
yeah.
Because
we have never seen her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about, like, darkness and related to him sometimes. And the children only age when she's around.
Oh, that is another good point.
Mm-hmm. You know, when they were children, she was there. Or, like, when they were the babies. Then when they went from 5 to 10, she brought in the doghouse. And then when Wanda stopped them from aging into teenagers because the dog died, who found the dog? Agnes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like an actor. Like, how she, like...
Yeah, like, take it from the top.
Yeah. That's
another thing I think, or I want to talk about, do you think the kids will survive? Because they make it a point in the episode to tell us that the children are Wanda's creation. They're not an illusion.
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Like...
I think they will survive.
Yeah, I think they might.
I think after the illusion breaks, Tommy and Billy will still be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they're trying to set up Young Avengers. And Tommy and Billy are parts of the Young Avengers. So I think instead of like doing Avengers 5, 6, 7, I think they're going to do a trilogy on the new Avengers, on the Young Avengers, because they're introducing Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye show.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy and Billy are Wiccan and Speed. Cassie Lang just got recast for Ant-Man 3. I could see them trying to take her into like a superhero route, because she is a superhero in the comics named Stature. So that's 4 members right there, and I'm sure they can throw in some others as well.
Oh yeah, they could.
Like because I know we never really. Hawkeye had that 30-second cameo in Thor before the Avengers. The Incredible Hulk has just been completely disregarded.
Yeah.
So they can if they were to do a new Avengers show or movie, they could easily take 1 or 2 characters that we haven't really met yet and bring them in.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the General from Incredible Hulk will become Red Hulk at some point, or do you think that's like a...
I really want him to become Red Hulk eventually.
Yeah.
But I think it's been too long.
Mm-hmm.
William Hurt is like 80 now.
Oh, jeez.
I think. Let me check that. Oh, he's 70. He's 70.
Oh.
So, they could still go the Red Hulk route, but I think it's too late.
Yeah.
If they were, I think it would happen in the She-Hulk show.
Oh, they're making a She-Hulk show?
Yeah, they're making a She-Hulk show.
Dope.
And Mark Ruffalo's in that. He's going to be in that. And Tim Roth is going to come back as the Abomination from Incredible Hulk. So I think if they were... It's being clear that's like going to be a Hulk family show almost.
That's going to be...
Red Hulk wouldn't be that big of a stretch.
Yeah.
And they could also include Hulkling in there as well, because Hulkling is a member of the Young Avengers.
Who's Hulkling? I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
I haven't heard of Hulkling that much either, but I know Hulkling's a member of the Young Avengers in the comics. Ooh. So if they're making a show about that has She-Hulk, the Hulk, Abomination, possibly Red Hulk, you can throw him in there as well. That's 5 different Hulk-type creatures.
Yeah, that'd be intense.
Now, she's also a lawyer, She-Hulk, so I think if they want to bridge Daredevil into the MCU again, he's probably going to show up in Spider-Man 3. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they're going to hop into like a season 4 or a reboot immediately. So I could see him showing up in Spider-Man 3, and then an appearance in She-Hulk, because they're both lawyers. And then after that, Daredevil season 4, or a rebooted version of the show.
That would be interesting. I'd like to see that, I think.
Because in the investors meeting that happened back in December, where they started giving up details on lots of the shows, Kevin Feige brought up how there will be other lawyers appearing in the show. And who else other than Matt Murdock is a famous lawyer in Marvel Comics other than him and She-Hulk?
Yeah. It's gonna be. I think, like that actor who plays him. I don't know
Charlie
his name.
Cox.
He does just a phenomenal job at it, and I think him inside like the Marvel universe or part of like the cinema,
the greater MCU.
Yeah, would just be beautiful.
You know what I just found out last week?
What?
He's British.
Didn't know.
I didn't know that either. I saw like an interview for the show or something about it, and it said British actor Charlie Cox, and I was like, wait,
whoa,
he's British?
I now need to listen to him talk in a British accent, because all I'm hearing right now is an American accent.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of Daredevil, Spider-Man 3. So I don't know if you know this, but WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, and Doctor Strange 2 are all supposed to be like an arc. Like, that's going to be a story.
Oh, I did not know that.
So I think the events... So I think right now, at the end of WandaVision, she's going to tear a hole in the multiverse. I think that's a pretty probable theory. Mm-hmm. And then we begin to see the fallout of that in Spider-Man 3 with Electro and Dr. Octopus and a ton of other villains from previous Spider-Man movies coming back. Maybe even Tobey and Andrew. And then, because we know Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3 as well. Mm-hmm. So then, we see the fallout of Wanda tearing open the multiverse in Spider-Man 3, and then Doctor Strange resolves that in Doctor Strange 2, which is titled Multiverse of Madness.
That is well, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something.
I mean, I hope that's what happens.
Because isn't the Tesseract, which is how Wanda and Quicksilver got their powers, right? And the same thing that Vision has is like the Space Stone? Or is that a different thing?
The Mind Stone.
Oh, the Mind Stone.
Because Hydra got Loki's scepter after the Battle of New York, so they experimented on Wanda and Pietro. And then when the Avengers stole back the scepter at the beginning of Avengers 2, they put it into Vision.
What's this? The Space Stone. What was that?
That's the Tesseract. That's the Tesseract.
Oh, that was the Tesseract. Okay. Because I had a theory, but now it's completely void. But like, since Wanda got her powers from the Space Stone, which she didn't, she could therefore tear space apart, and then multiverse would happen.
That actually is a good theory. So, do you think they're gonna go the X-Men route with Wanda?
I mean, because, it's very possible.
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are the children of Magneto.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think there's a chance that that she's the first mutant, and possibly when she breaks open the hole in the multiverse, it activates the mutant gene?
It could be. I mean, that would be heavy if that happened.
And in an interview recently, Elizabeth Olsen said that there is a Luke Skywalker level cameo at the end of the show, or somewhere throughout the show. I don't think she was talking about Evan Peters, because to people who've seen the X-Men movies, yeah, that's a huge deal. But it's not Luke Skywalker level. Mm-hmm. It's gotta be. And Doctor Strange, I think, will probably appear sometime throughout at the end, because Scarlet Witch is going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
I did not know.
But what if it's Michael Fassbender as Magneto?
I think that that would probably be the Luke Skywalker thing if Michael.
Like, you know, even though obviously Magneto is nowhere in the popularity level as Magneto, but
yeah,
I think getting another actor from the X-Men universe, you know, like I said, I don't think Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver. I think he's like disguised right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if we actually got an actor from the X-Men, and we got Michael Fassbender as Magneto, obviously aged up a little because, you know, ages and stuff. He's like 50, and Scarlet Witch is supposed to be like 30, 29. So,
mm-hmm.
you know, put a little makeup on Michael Fassbender, and you got an excellent Magneto right there.
I totally 100% agree. I like Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah, I really liked his Magneto. I think, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, that James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender were better than Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
I mean,
I know.
yeah, kind of. It kind of are.
I think they also got more time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, Ian McKellen only appeared in 4 movies, and he's not really the focus of them.
Yeah.
He kind of, like, just comes in and out.
Yeah, he's...
But Michael Fassbender's Magneto was always a big presence.
Mm-hmm.
In all 4 movies he showed up in.
Yeah.
So I preferred his take on Magneto, and I think the Professor X's are definitely closer, but it's just more that, you know, James McAvoy was more the star of the trilogy in the or the movies in the past, because the ones in the 2000s trilogy always focused on Wolverine, always.
That is 100% accurate.
And then Days of Future Past also focused on Wolverine, but I'd argue the movie's focus was actually split between Professor X and Wolverine.
I say, yeah.
And then, you know, First Class, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix also had a lot of Professor X.
Mm-hmm.
You know, X in the Last Stand literally kills him halfway through the movie. Oh.
Yeah.
Your camera just turned green.
Whoa. How did that happen?
Do you see that?
I see the green on your face, but I did not see green on my camera.
Okay, turn off your camera.
Turn it off, got it. I did it. Turn it back on.
Back on? You're still green.
It's still green? How does that even happen?
I don't even know. Okay, we're just gonna look past that. Yeah, you can try again, but...
Mm-hmm. Wonder what's happening. This is interesting.
There's
this has never happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of theories on this show.
Still green.
Now, do you see me as green, or do you only see yourself?
I see myself and you, and I don't see any green on my screen.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
I'm gonna never mind. I'm not gonna spam it because then you're gonna get blinded.
No, it's fine. Just turn it back on. We'll disregard the green.
Disregard green.
But there's so many theories as to how this show could play out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I have no clue. Usually, if I'm, like, sitting in the theater watching a superhero movie play out, it's not that hard to piece together what's going to happen.
Okay.
Lots of superhero movies tend to follow a very formulaic layout.
Mm-hmm.
Especially origin story movies. Person gets powers, they have to learn to master those powers, find someone with similar powers, defeat the person with similar powers.
Yeah.
That's almost always how it goes.
Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam, Man of Steel, Captain America: The First Avenger, because Red Skull took a mutated version of the Super Soldier Serum. Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man, so many of them. I could go on and on forever, but this is so unlike anything we have ever seen. This is about 2 Avengers living in a sitcom where one of them is already dead.
It's definitely a lot weirder than...
Oh, you're back. It's refreshing.
Oh.
It's
weird. That's weird.
And I think we're so desperate for superhero content in 2020, but I actually think this show would not be as great as it is if it came out sometime in the middle of 2020. I think we had that year and a half long break.
Yeah.
And that's what allows us to be so invested in this immediately.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a marketing plan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they could not have predicted the pandemic, but I think honestly, for the TV shows at least, it worked out in their favor.
Yeah, because now it's there's nothing going on, and then episodes release every week, and like if you just leave it on somewhat of a cliffhanger, people are gonna get more and more hyped.
The weekly release strategy is the future, 100%.
Yeah, I love it so much.
So no, I think Netflix is the only streaming service left that does the all at once.
Yeah, I don't really like the all at once because
It works better.
Cobra Kai.
It works better for some shows like Stranger Things for sure. I think that definitely benefits off of the immediately. But when you're telling these stories like The Mandalorian, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and everything else that's going to come out eventually on Disney Plus, it's going to be better for them to do the weekly because it's going to keep people invested and it's going to keep people talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Witcher. The Witcher on Netflix.
I haven't seen The Witcher.
The Mandalorian reminds me of it because I read the Witcher book, the first one, but I haven't read any other ones. But
that was a book.
Oh yeah, they were books. The guy who
books were based off the game.
Or no, the
or
books
no, the
written
game. The game is based off the book, and they based a show off the book as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the guy who wrote the book didn't want any partake in the game, so he told him to cut the name from the game, and he lost on like $30 million or something like that.
Whoa.
I feel bad.
What's the name of the book?
Believe the first one is called something about swords. No, that's the second one. I haven't started that one yet. The second one's called Sword of Destiny. The first one, the first one's called The Last Wish, and basically follows season 1 of The Witcher, but it follows this path of like going from thing to thing, but like having an overall main story. And I honestly don't mind that The Mandalorian, took
does
on
the
that
episodic.
Yeah, it's like because it not only builds a character like better. I feel like because like you see him in all these different situations and just get a better grasp of them, but the way Netflix did it by releasing all the episodes at once made it so that you just couldn't really grasp the whole world, and it was just over before it was too good.
I think The Mandalorian has done the best at world building for Star Wars out of any project we've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Out of any movie, any show, The Mandalorian, when it comes to expanding the universe, has done the best job by far. And it's because we take that episodic route. It's not like The Witcher or Stranger Things or Cobra Kai or any Netflix shows where it's one story over 10 episodes that you're supposed to watch all at once. It's an 8-episode season with episodes that tell their own story but also contribute to a greater narrative. Exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons the show is so great.
It's beautiful. I feel like George Lucas, he messed up by remaking the first 3 movies.
Yeah, the special editions.
My grandparents have the original on like VHS or whatever it's called, and I watched them over at their house, and like there's parts in the new ones where he cut out like dialogue that would have given Han, Leia, and Luke so much more character depth, and I would have cared about them so much more, but he just took it out.
Yeah, the special editions literally make Greedo shoot first.
Yeah.
The best thing it does is it fixes the color of the lightsabers.
Oh yeah.
Because they're like borderline white in the theatrical editions. But he definitely did a good job at making them actually seem blue.
Yeah.
In the special editions. Now, speaking of Star Wars and books, I'm reading the newest Star Wars book, Light of the Jedi. It's this new era called the High Republic. I don't know if you've seen anything about it. The Lucasfilm Publishing is now focusing on the High Republic, which was like 200 years before the prequels.
I think I've heard about this.
Yeah, so like they started it last month in January, and every few months they're going to put out a new book, and there's going to be a comic series as well, all dedicated to telling the story of how the Jedi were like this great order dedicated to keeping peace in the galaxy, to who we see them in the prequels, where they're corrupt and they only care about their public image, and they just want to be glorified.
Yeah.
And it's Light of the Jedi is excellent so far. I would thoroughly recommend checking it out if you're interested.
That is insane. Because, like, me and my dad were talking about the prequels, and he was saying something like, Yoda is the dumbest man I've ever met, because he was sitting right next to the most evilest human being in the universe, and, like, Mace Windu, it just seems so, like, I can handle this kind of thing.
I think the point of Mace Windu was to show everything that was wrong with the Jedi.
Yeah.
That was definitely, like, he was the symbol of their arrogance, and he was one of the reasons that their downfall was caused. Like, the bad decisions the Jedi made were almost symbolized through him.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't have a huge problem with Yoda in the prequels, because I don't blame him for not realizing Palpatine was the Sith Lord, because that just shows how powerful Palpatine is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Star Wars. Anyone who knows me knows I care about it more than anything else on this planet.
I watched the movies, but actually, have I done? I read one Star Wars book. Actually,
which one?
Because it was something with an alien on the cover.
Was it Legends or canon?
I think it might have been Legends, because
I have not watched.
It is from what's it called? My mom's brothers love to read the Star Wars books. They had like all of the ones.
Oh, nice.
So it was before I was born. These books were made. So
yeah,
I
definitely
guess,
Legends.
Yeah, definitely Legends. It was interesting, but like it was kind of weird to me because like Han had kids, he has kids now, and like
but he only has Ben. He has like Jason and Jaina, I think.
Yeah, it's like. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like Luke has kids. I mean, Legends was...
It had some really good things about it, but it also had some terrible things. Example, a clone of Luke being made named Luke, Luuke. That was real. Han Solo punching a space otter. Like, that, from a perspective, that's the greatest thing to come out of Legends.
Yes.
It's literally Han Solo fights a 50-foot tall otter.
That is stupid and amazing at the same time.
Legends definitely has some really good things, but it made some really stupid decisions as well, which I think they're trying to avoid now, because like back then, if you wanted to write a Star Wars book, you could write a Star Wars book. Now they have like a select team of authors who write these stories, used to usually further what's being done in the movies and shows, or to just create their own story instead of just kind of existing like they did in Legends.
Yeah, because all of like the Legend books are written by different people and like different takes. So it was kind of definitely hard to follow along what was going on in the book.
Yeah, I'm interested in what that book was. If you ever figure out which one it was,
I'll find it. There's like a gigantic container of, I think it was not even half of all of their Star Wars books.
Jeez.
They had. Oof.
Oof. Yeah. Very interesting. How did we even get to the topic of Star Wars?
Through a long line of chaos.
That's true. That's how everything's going to go on the show, I feel.
It is.
A long line of chaos, but I'm here for it.
I was about to say speaking of chaos and then go on to a different topic, but...
Oh, no, continue.
Oh, I don't even know what I was going to say.
All right.
But I was going to say something.
So, any other thoughts on WandaVision? Like, as I predicted before we started recording, we did not talk about it that much.
Yeah. I did have kind of a couple. Like, so the fourth episode was the one where she had... Oh, no, I think it was third. Third episode is the one where we lost Geraldine, but we didn't know why she was gone. You know, like the neighbor that was next to the...
Herb?
What was her name? Yeah, Herb.
Yes.
So, Herb is definitely acting as well.
Yeah, all of them.
Way. Oh, yeah.
Because I know. Well, and also, did you notice in episode 4 that when they were identifying all of the people in the show, Agnes did not have an ID next to her. They do not know who she is.
Oh my god.
Which leads further into the theory that she's Agatha Harkness.
Yeah. And they don't even know who Jeff is because he's never shown up.
Oh, Ralph.
Oh. That's my bad.
No, all good. Well, you mean Agnes's husband, right?
Yeah. The husband. I'll just call him husband from now on.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to be the villain, and I think there's a lot of evidence leading to that if you look in the fine details of the show. But
it's I think somehow Wanda created this thing, and then they found her, and then inserted themselves into the world, possibly, or something. I don't know.
No, I think she just walked into this town. And she's the most powerful hero in the MCU. I don't think that's really up for debate.
Yeah.
So I think she just walked into this town and turned it right into the 50s. Like, without these people having any clue.
Oh, so you think that they were already there? Like, the two villain people?
I do.
And now they're just there?
Well, no. Okay, I think they might have had a part... I think they might have been manipulating her even before she entered Westview. Like, all the normal civilians, I think, even though they're acting, they are definitely residents of the town in the real world who just lost all control of their lives because Wanda wants to live her life.
Yeah. My God.
And did you notice in episode 5, her Sokovian accent came through when she was talking to the people of Sword?
Oh, yeah, I did notice that. I was like, that's so weird.
Because if you noticed, as the movies have gone on, they just, like, threw out her accent after Civil War. Like, it was very heavy in Age of Ultron. It lightened by Civil War, and then it was just gone in Infinity War. But now it's back. So...
What happened?
I think it could just been the people at Marvel realizing it is not realistic to have someone lose their accent that quickly. Let's just throw it back in there a little bit to make sure it's not completely thrown off.
Do you think what's it called? The TV show kind of world is messing with her accent? Because she doesn't have an accent inside the TV.
Well, I think...
Does she?
No, I think that's like her dream American life, so she's acting all American. No, my theory... So we've seen in the trailer, we're gonna eventually get flashbacks to how she got her powers. We've seen her, like, interacting with the Mind Stone. Like in the clothes that she was dressed in at the post-credit scene in The Winter Soldier, where she was introduced. So I think we're gonna see flashbacks to her and Pietro's time with Hydra, and I think Aaron Taylor Johnson will appear as Quicksilver in those flashbacks, and we're gonna see how they got their powers. And I think that's where her connection to sitcoms will develop, because they were technically prisoners. So what if, like, their only source of entertainment was old American sitcoms?
That is very... I was thinking kind of like that because of, like, the old commercials and, like,
the commercials
ads
too.
and stuff.
Because I think the commercials are bringing us forward into time, and we're already at Lagos, which was Civil War. So I think next episode will be something about Thanos, and then I think we're already in the 80s for the sitcoms, and it only goes up to the 2000s, so we only have 2 like sitcom episodes left. So my guess is next episode's gonna have something to do with Thanos, like his presence, and then the last sitcom episode is gonna be about how she Okay, never mind. 90s commercial is going to be about her having to destroy Vision, like the Mind Stone at the end of Infinity War. And then the last commercial is going to be about how she nearly killed Thanos in Endgame. I think that makes sense. But and then I think 8 and 9 is just going to be madness. The last 2 episodes are just going to be insanity. Because, we already know Vision's already onto her. He doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
Evan Peters just walked in the room as Quicksilver. Sword is already instigating her. So I think we only have 2 more episodes left of the sitcoms before everything just blows up.
That is so sad.
I know. It's 9 episodes. Like, 9 episodes even seems so little, but like that's more than The Mandalorian. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, those are all going to be 6 episodes.
What?
Yeah, no. 6 hour long episodes.
Oh,
so so I'm talking like the 30 minutes we have here. It's going to be like 50 minutes long, 6 times. And if you noticed, episode 5 was far longer than 4, 3, 2, and 1. It was 41 minutes with the credits.
Oh.
So we're definitely like expanding the time slots as we continue. So I'm going to guess episodes like 8 and 9 are going to be nearly an hour long.
Do you think that has to also do with, like, how the TV shows got longer? Or did TV shows get longer later?
Yeah, no, sitcoms are still 20 minutes, but, we have lots of drama shows are an hour.
Oh, so you think it's going to turn more into, like, a drama?
Maybe. I actually wasn't really thinking that. Well, it kind of already is.
Yeah.
Especially the stuff going on at Sword is very drama. So it comes off more like a drama show. And then as that kind of combines with Westview, the show's just gonna
explode. Go into madness, and then Doctor Strange is
the multiverse of madness.
There you go. I wonder... Wait. Is there a girl version of Doctor Strange?
There might be in the comics. I don't think so.
I want like a Doctor Strange mini, like a Robin to a Batman. I don't know why.
Scarlet Witch is also a magic-based superhero. So she could become like his apprentice throughout the movie. Or, my theory, she's the villain in Doctor Strange too.
Oh,
that's just what I'm thinking now, because the way she's been behaving in this, we can assume that that behavior is only going to keep going, and it's going to grow and grow and grow until she becomes like one of the most powerful villains. And then she becomes one of the villains of Doctor Strange too. Because the comic that they drew the most inspiration from for this show is called House of M. It was this. She creates her own reality for herself where she has kids. She finds out it's fake. She goes insane. And the Avengers and the X-Men and like some of the villains have to try and stop her.
Whoa.
It's a huge event. I haven't read it, but I plan on reading it very soon. And whenever Kevin Feige talked about this show when it was first being introduced, he said how this is our chance at doing House of M. So, and in House of M, characters who played very large roles were Quicksilver and Magneto. Quicksilver is showing up now with Evan Peters, and I still think Aaron Taylor-Johnson will show up later. But that leaves Magneto.
Who's he gonna be?
I don't know.
Where's he gonna be?
But at the same time, even though I really want Magneto to show up, it feels too early for the X-Men. Considering that the Fox merger just went through.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, they were able to get Quicksilver in. Because in the descriptive audio of WandaVision Episode 5, it says... Wanda swings open the door and sees the X-Men version of her brother. So, like, they are making everyone know this was X-Men Quicksilver. But I don't know, like, how far they're going to go with that. Because I think they're going to prioritize Fantastic Four, obviously. Because they've just been done so wrong so many times in movies. So I think they're going to focus on Fantastic Four. And then after they have their movie, that's when they'll start doing stuff with mutants. But I won't be shocked if we meet a few mutants before the X-Men take their arrival.
Yeah, he's definitely... I mean... I don't know, but, like, it feels... I get the tension. I feel like it.
Who do you want to play Magneto? Do you think they should go for Fassbender, or do you think they should bring in someone new?
I think good old Michael from 300.
Yeah. Now, I want to see Michael Fassbender too, but if they were to recast, I think Matthew McConaughey could be a really good Magneto.
Who is Matthew?
You don't know Matthew McConaughey.
That might be my bad. I'll look him up right now.
I actually haven't seen him in a ton of stuff. Interstellar is the...
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think he could do a really good job of playing Magneto. Or he'd be a really good Norman Osborn as well.
Oh yeah, he definitely got.
And his voice too he has just a certain like way that he speaks that can come off so menacing if you were to play like a villain like Magneto or Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I feel like they gotta get him in here soon.
He's a huge actor, and the fact that they haven't already gotten him, I mean, I feel like he would be down to join. Like, there's some like high caliber actors who think they're too good for superhero movies.
No way.
There are good amount of actors who think that, but I don't think Matthew McConaughey is one of those actors, and I think it's only a matter of time until he joins the MCU in some form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't be the bank teller from Batman: The Dark Knight anymore.
Wait, that was him?
God. I'm pretty sure that was him. Like the guy with the shotgun?
I don't think that was him, but it could have been. Let me look that up.
When I'm seeing him right now, all I think about
I know
is
you're talking
the
about,
shotgun
but I thought
man.
that guy was the guy who was in like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie.
Oh, wait, you might
Yeah,
be
you know what I'm
right.
talking about? The guy who played Shredder in the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie?
Yes. That
Okay,
actually,
yeah,
okay.
Matthew
I
McConaughey
might
was
have
not
gotten
in
wrong.
Dark Knight. I just checked it. Okay, guy with shotgun. The Dark
Who
Knight.
was that guy?
Let me check that.
Man, I'm getting actors messed up right now.
Played by William Fichtner.
No idea.
Let me look him up. Yes, that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy. I was right.
Yes.
Have you seen that movie?
I have.
Not
seen
a
that.
fan. Not a fan.
What happens if in DC they put the Ninja Turtles in? It's happened
That would be
once.
hilarious.
Like, just put Ben Affleck's Batman.
Just drop Ben Affleck into the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Just put a joke inside of a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa! Did you just call Ben Affleck's Batman a joke?
Never. I would never do that.
Even though he wasn't in the best movies, I think he had a really good portrayal.
Yeah, I think he was pretty good at it. The whole Martha scene kind of got me off guard.
We don't speak of that.
The Martha.
I mean, speaking of DC, I'm very excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League coming to HBO Max on March 18th.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Is that gonna have Darkseid in it?
They're going all out with that. It's rated R, Darkseid, Martian Manhunter.
Yes.
Yeah. They're really... I mean, that was a movie it's just so crazy how the Justice League we got was so terrible, and all this stuff was already here, and they just said, what if we reshoot the whole thing? Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Gets on my nerves, but I think we're near wrap time, unfortunately.
I think, yes.
That was a great first episode of the show.
That is, if you don't like this, you're dead.
Oh,
to me.
yeah. I agree. John, what do you got to say?
I love my mom. What do you say at the end of a podcast?
Plug our social medias.
Oh,
yeah.
Go follow us on Instagram, Diving Deep. Is that
Diving
what it's
Deep
called? I'm pretty sure that's
pod. That's our Instagram. And I
Understood.
think that's our Twitter as well. It is. It is. Diving Deep _pod. Instagram and Twitter. Drop us some follows right there.
Drop the follow, people.
You know you want to.
You love us.
And you can follow us on our normal Twitter accounts as well. I'm at Scotty0365, and John is at JohnBird35165518. Remember that.
It autoed.
Well, I've been Scotty. He's been John. John, anything else to say at all?
No.
It's been a great first episode talking about WandaVision as well as a ton of other things. And we'll see you guys next week when we talk about whatever we decide we're going to talk about. See you in the next one, everybody.